AM 1430 KRGI 105.5 FM. Good morning. I'm Brian Gallagher. I do have to give props to basketball fans in Central City that are headed off to state tournament today. The Bison, they'll be pushed today, taking on Ogallala. But that C1 action will be at the Devaney Center this afternoon at 1:30. Good luck to Central City. 74 years since they've gone. Let's get back to business here. Mike Bachhoven has stopped by from Central District Health Department to bring us up to date on some stuff. Welcome back.
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having me on. It feels like 74 years since I've been on.
Well, you don't look a day over 73, so you're fine. We're going to talk about COVID shots, and this is something that's been part of our lives for 3 years now, which I don't think we had any concept that that could be, but it's reality. But there is an effort to try to, I think, boost the boosters to try to get this chapter finally put behind us.
Yep, that's the basic gist. So basically this week, the Nebraska Association of Local Health Directors is doing a campaign across the state. And the basic idea is right now, Nebraska did pretty good in terms of COVID shots. So basically you've got probably 6 to 7 in 10 Nebraskans who've had their, what they call the primary sequence, so those first two shots when they became available. But we've only had about 20%, maybe 2 in 10, do any sort of boosters, right? Which is understandable. You know, you got to make an appointment, or you got to go in someplace. You got to make an effort to do it, and that's always, you know, not the most fun thing in the world. But the difference between a booster and not a booster, if you've just gotten your primary sequence, you're 2 times less likely to get seriously sick from COVID. If you get a booster, you're 17 times less likely. So it's the kind of thing where it really does make a difference, and they're really hoping that people will take that initiative and just go get your booster done.
Is it still easy?
Yeah. So right now, if you walk into a pharmacy, most pharmacies you can get a booster probably without an appointment. If you come to the health department, we can get you taken care of without an appointment. If you've got questions, your primary care physician is absolutely going to talk to you and help you figure out whether or not this is something you should be doing. Spoiler, it probably is, and they'll get you a shot right there. So it still is pretty easy. We don't want to dwell on this too long, but it's probably going to get more expensive probably in a year or so, somewhere in there. So if you've just been putting it off, and those are the people we're talking to, if you just haven't gotten it done, please consider going to get it done, because it really is going to make a difference.
How about initial tests, though? Because for the longest time, there were the drive-through things. There were the hurry up, these mass gatherings of people trying to at least determine where folks were. That has pretty much passed on. However, I'm sure there are those who still haven't even gone through that first step.
Right, exactly. If you haven't gotten your primary doses, please do that immediately, because it's the sort of thing where we have a couple different indicators where we can look at where COVID is in our community. Not as many as we used to, and we were paying a little bit more attention. We had less tools to fight it. But if you look at something like wastewater concentration or those sort of things, there's your chances of getting infected are pretty high, and if you haven't gotten that basic protection, that's really something you ought to be doing.
Mike Bachhoven with some sage advice about getting this thing taken care of. There is a push on making sure that the boosters are being taken advantage of to try to make sure that your health is better. So visit with your health care provider. Otherwise, Central District Health Department has more information. Who should they call or reach out to?
Yep, we'd love to talk to you about it. It's 308-385-5175, or we've got a bunch of info up at cdhd.ne.gov, which is our website.
Mike Bachhoven, Central District Health, always a pleasure.
Hey, thank you for having me on. Appreciate it.
Good morning from AM 1430 KRGI 105.5 FM.